So let me get that a little closer so you can kind of see it. So here's a little closer. So I did a forehead, so it's just a little bit of an arc, right? And then go up for a nose, come down to the nose, and then go down just a little bit, create a little bit of lips, and then create a chin with like a scoop like that. So you can also create here, if we wanted to, we could create a little bit of a neck. We can even do a neck on this person, and we can even do a bit of a shoulder going down like this. So it'll give it a little bit more of a version of a person, if you will. So that neck looks a little small, a little bit like this. And we might even add like something to like give her a little bit of a dress to wear, something like that. So I'm thinking that might be kind of a fun interpretation of what this is. So let's look at this again. So the forehead, the nose, little nose, the little spot between your lip and your your nose, your top lip, your bottom lip, and just little circles, little half circles, and then the chin. And then come down, make a little neck, and then just come down with it that way. That's a pretty easy little piece for you. Okay, so let's start with that. So I'm gonna put just some paint color on my brush, and just I'm gonna go like halfway into her face, like this, and give her some color. I'm gonna just follow my little lines of the lips. And I can exaggerate this later if I want to. Give her like bigger lips or red lips or whatever, you know. Fun part about today's painting, and it is going to be just 30 minutes. I've got to get on a board meeting call because they decided to do it on Tuesdays at 5 instead of at 4. So that was fun. Anyways, so these lips aren't super pronounced. So I'm going to give her a little bit bigger of a top lip and a bottom lip here. There we go. A little bit nose. So we can definitely have a face though, which is cool. So, and now what we're going to do, I'm going to take this down a little bit here into her neck. Just give her a little bit of that to play with. I'm just going to go straight across for now. I think we're going to fill up a lot of this with the hair, if you will. Okay, I'm using a pretty fine brush for this one. That's a pretty small one, just to give it a little bit some fine lines. All right, here we go. Whoop, doo, 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 doo. All right, cool stuff. So I'm going to attach her neck to her head. And now the rest of it's going to be hair. All right, so on your palette, let's add, we're going to do a few things. First I'm going to start with scratching. So let's scratch with a dark color. So I'm going to start with a purple. Put it on my palette. And then just what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab. So today I'm trying to use some unusual materials. So today I had a spatula, Mighty Face spatula. And what else did I have here?
I had the same spatulas, Trina.
You? Yeah, right. And then also, are you painting with us today, Joe?
Oh, I wish, Trina. I'm in camp.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm right. Memos to parents.
Of course. So I also have a credit card. So actually, I'm going to just do the credit card because I didn't do that yet. So just take the credit card, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of colors just all over the top up here, and just have some fun with it. Give it a little bit of fun texture, and certainly some fun color, like lots of color, right? And you don't have to be super even with this. And you pick up some of the paint that you've left behind and just have some fun. Now, if you have a brush, you can certainly do that with a brush. You can do it with this kind of a brush if you have it. So, or if you have a palette knife, or like, like a kind of knife like this. But here's another thing I brought. I brought this. This is one of the spoons you get at the Chinese food places. We're going to use this today too. So maybe we'll use this next. Anyway, so this is just using a credit card to make some scrapes, because what we want to do is this hair, if you will, is going to be a super fun piece of. It's really the whole piece that we're doing. It's really making a show of what she's got going. So I'm just going to get close to her neck here with this dark color, and then we're going to add on to it later. And I'm going to add to the top of her head here, and then go out from there. So it looks like we're just adding to her head. So just not an extra piece. So that's a betterment. Okay, so there's that. So then I'm going to pick another dark color. I'm going to pick a blue. Ooh, excuse me. And put off that purple there. This time I'm gonna grab my spoon this time. I'm gonna grab my spoon and I'm gonna just put something on the edge here. Once again, oh, who's that? Someone's got a dog up there. So this makes a completely different kind of mark.
So Hagen just joined us, Trina. So you might want to just kind of say, hey, again, I'm only gonna be on for half an hour.
Oh, right.
Face.
Is that Hagen?
Hey, Hagen. The dog is Hagen.
Okay, good. So Hagen, we did the face here, and then now we're just adding the hair, and we're adding it with unusual materials today. So whatever you have, if you want to add, use your brushes or whatnot, you can use that. But right now, like I'm literally using a spoon from a Chinese food place. So I'm just picking up my thing, and I'm just going to give it upward motion. I think the best thing here to remember, kind of like we did in our painting last week, is that I love that painting, by the way, that
butterfly was cool.
That butterfly, I hung it in my house, which I don't do. Actually, I haven't done at all in the last series. So yeah, I think that was really good. Anyway, so
Trina, we're going to be doing a wall of fantastic stuff.
Oh, good.
And we'd love to have some of your favorite paintings that you've done in Trina's painting classes to
awesome.
kind of in our gallery.
I love that.
We're gonna have a gallery wall.
So Hagen, just as a reminder, so I did a half circle here, and then I added a sort of triangle nose, and then a little bit of lips and a chin, and then I came around here, and so it's a really easy outline of a face. So and then you can always watch the video back to get that a little bit more detailed.
I'm recording this, Hagen, just for you guys.
But if you want to just start with the hair, just get started with the hair. Just think like maybe make a line down here and just get started with the hair. This is only a 30-minute class because I've got a board meeting today. So, okay, good. So as you can tell, this makes a totally different mark than that credit card does. So you've already got kind of an interesting painting going on here. So let's continue on. What else did I bring? Oh, I know. I brought a fork. I brought a fork. So I'm going to pull out, I think I'm going to pull out some green. Actually, I'm going to do light green instead of dark green. I always use that dark green, but I really like this sap green. I think it's kind of pretty. So let's try the sap green and give her something to do. So this just reminds you, I guess I've taught you guys this a couple of times. I'm going to repeat it because that's what I do. That's what teachers do. Oh, is that fun? Is that, with acrylic paint, it frees you up to literally do anything you want. As you can tell, you can use anything to paint it with, and you get all kinds of different things. I think I told you guys one time I did an almost entire painting with a crinkled plastic bag because I was trying to remove some paint off of a palette, and I really liked the way it looked, and I just kept doing it. So you can really do whatever you want with acrylic paint. It's so freeing. So here we're painting with a fork. And we're using these really cool brush strokes. I'm actually going to add a little bit more of this green.
I like the fork.
Right? The fork is fun. So yeah. So this is a good method. We'll probably do this again too. So I keep meaning to do a painting all with fork and knife and a spoon. So this is kind of a play off of that. So I didn't like some of the things that I could do with that, but I like this one. So I like the hair idea because it's hair, right? It's the same thing you want it to be. So.
Well, just so you know, Hagen is going to be playing Maui in our Moana production, and Maui's got crazy hair. So it's going to challenge your Maui hair here and,
that's right.
and go crazy.
I'm actually come back and probably do more with the fork on top of this. So, but for now, we'll just kind of let this go for what it is. But you can kind of just see, once again, that I'm just doing layers of different colors. Oh, I didn't really want to do it right there, but okay. It's all right. We'll just kind of go like this. Okay. All right, good. Okay, so I think one of the things you do want to do is cover up the white that's here. So I'm going to put my tools in the water, and then I'm going to do a red, maybe a pink. Let's do a pink. I'm going to grab some pink, and I grabbed the spatula, so I am going to use the spatula. It's funny. So once again, I'm going to just pick up a little bit of that pink on my spatula. just like that, just kind of like load it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna, now I'm gonna try a little bit more intentionally to cover up some of the white pieces that we've got going here. I'm gonna do it all in the same stroke here. It's gonna pick up some of that stuff from the fork, that's okay. Because it's gonna get a little bit messy before it gets not messy. I'm gonna go down here and kind of finish her off on the bottom here and pick up some more paint. And once again, just kind of just sort of giving it, I would say like these are like 1-inch strokes, kind of like she's got a shaggy hairdo, if you will, like 1-inch strokes. So you're not like shooing the whole thing. That's kind of what we did with the butterfly, right? So this is like 1-inch strokes. So we're just gonna do 1-inch strokes to get her going. Yeah, now she's looking stuff. Now she's starting to look cool. So let's see, I'm gonna add a little bit more, just the plain solid pink. So now we got a pretty good pink story going on top of everything. So that's pretty fun. So what you can do from here too is you can actually, this is pretty, this paint's starting to get a little bit thick, which is fine. Actually gives it a really cool look. I mean, you could really make some really fun marks with just making really thick paint marks on here too, and scatter them about. There's all kinds of stuff you can do here. You can also do things like pick up your knife, your butter knife, and you can make snaky marks like this, snaky marks, snaky marks, kind of like hair, snaky marks through it like that. I love that. That's fun. And even if I'm going to cover a lot of these up, I can come back later and do this. This is just another technique you can use. Snaky, snaky, snaky. You can pick up paint and snake it through. Makes a really cool effect. You could even, with this knife, I could actually do even this. You can even scrape through things and really get to the bottom of that canvas and make some marks. So you can really scrape through. I'm gonna pick up the camera a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna pick up the canvas because I'm doing this differently. Just show you, if you can see the scraping and the scrappy marks, you can kind of see where she's got now curls in her hair. So that's just using a scraper, better known as a plastic butter knife. Okay, so I'm going to add some, I like to go, as you guys know, I like to go from like a darker to a lighter. So I'm going to add some yellow. Okay, so I've kind of gotten rid of my fork marks, not rid of them, but there's a lot of them that are in there that are still, they're sort of buried now. So I'm going to pick up my fork again and play with that because I like what she's doing. So what I did before with the fork was just go straight, and now because I'm liking the curls, I'm going to pick up some of that yellow. I'm saying here I'm going to pick up the yellow with my fork, and then I'm going to just make sure I just have yellow on the tip, right? Not all over the place. Otherwise, it's going to be like a palette knife. So just the fork on the tip there, and then once again, one direction. I'm going to add. Joe, are you not on mute?
Oh, sorry.
Did you take your snack? I'm gonna come down this way.
It's literally me taking a break because I'm and I have to cast a part for reading at 7. So I'm like, who can I get?
Okay, I am busy.
Though.
If you need somebody. Okay, I hope you guys can see. There's JoJo having some chips. So fun, right? I mean, that's like a super fun. Now I came, instead of going, everything's been going this direction, and I just took that this direction, but it's still linear. So I think that's really fun. So I'm gonna come up close and show you how like amazing that looks up close. It actually does look really, really good. So see how this, I just did that with the fork, and I just did that with the fork. So just picked up paint and squished it on with the fork. It looks amazing. So I'm going to give her a little bit of a dress, I think, too. So she's got this purple on it. I'm also just use the purple I have down here with the credit card and just add her dress for her top, if you will. I actually painted this canvas white before I did it today, so this is actually already painted, so I don't have to paint that again if I don't want to. But once again, like you could do something fun here. You could give her a meme, you know, or a saying, or even like do those like those little boxes with a word on it, yo, whatever, you know, whatever you want to say. So this gives her something to have fun with here. So I'm gonna give her a top there. Now I'm gonna make it a solid color because we're so busy making all these fun colors up here. So the solid color will make more fun. So I have all these different things that I'm doing today because I'm on this new camera. So here we go. Not new camera holder, which by the way, I got prize for $9.99. So, okay, that's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna give her, I think I'm gonna give her an eyeball too. So I'm gonna use my rainbow one. Use my brush, and I'm gonna use a little tiny brush, and I'm gonna give her a little bit of a blue eye. I'm gonna give her a human form a little bit in case people weren't aware. Now she actually doesn't. Let's do something better than that. Let's do a little bit of black and let's do a closed eye. Oh, if I can add a little black on here. Let's see here. Okay. So I think a closed eye oftentimes looks like a little half moon. So I'm going to give her a little half moon of an eyeball. Just a little tiny one right here. She's closed her eyes because she's in the wind. And yeah, I think that looks really good. I like that. So I could give her a little bit of a smile too if I wanted to. Just a little bit of a smile. Oh no, that looks horrible. That looks a little bit like a smirk. I don't love that. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Once again, acrylic paint, super easy. I'm just gonna come by and pick it up. Oh, thank you all. Okay, so let's talk about a couple other techniques here. So Hagen, you missed the first one we did, which was credit card. So let's talk about other techniques we can do. I wanted to go over a technique of doing it with splattering. So I did that on this one. If you see the splattering, and I said something at the beginning saying this is not that easy to do. So here, let me explain to you why it's not easy. Let me get you a little bit of an understanding. So I'm going to grab one of the palettes that you guys use, right? Just a paper plate, if you will. And I'm going to put some white on it. And I'm going to add just a tiny bit of white. I just need just a touch of white, right? Just a tiny bit. You see that on there? Just a little tiny bit of white. And then I'm going to use a paintbrush that is just a basic paintbrush. Doesn't matter, you know. I'm going to go into my water. I'm going to go into my water, and I'm going to pick up quite a bit of water, and I'm going to add water to this white. Lots of water. I mean, like it's going to be like a water puddle on the white. That's really important because we're going to make a splatter. So as you know, right now, if you grab your other paints, it's not going to splatter very well because it's not very splattery. So this is like watery white. Okay, so here's the technique. So pay attention. Here it comes. Okay, I've got another brush. Doesn't matter what size, right? And instead of like trying to splatter like this, you're actually going to hit the brush with your other brush like this. To get your splatters. Of course I got splatters, not everywhere I wanted to, but. Let me get with this smaller brush too. A little more precise. I also got this on my computer, that's always fun. And that gives you that splattering effect, which is really nice. It's really fun. It's fun to do. It's it is messy, so you gotta be careful about what you do on that. I'm gonna grab even a smaller brush and do this and see how it works. Super watery, super watery. And I'm gonna grab a paintbrush and we're gonna splatter. If it's not watery enough, it's not gonna splatter. So make sure you got enough water on there. So I think I need more water. And guess what? If you hate this, paint over it. You can do more on that hair. There we go. So I'm going to clean her up a little bit. Okay. Clean her up with just a touch because we've got a little bit of white here. That's totally fine. We'll just incorporate it into her face here. There we go. But otherwise, she looks pretty good. I like her. I like her. So we've only got another couple of minutes to go here. So I'm sorry it's so quick today, but as you can tell, we did a lot in a little bit of time because we don't have, this is a really simple painting, but you could do, I spent like a couple hours doing this the other night because I was just playing with all these different techniques. There's, on this particular one that I did, there's probably like 7 layers on there because I just had so much fun trying to figure out different ways of doing the technique. But I love, get out your fork especially and make these lines. At the very end, when you feel like you're kind of done, then try the splattering. One thing you might do, and I didn't do that today, obviously, because I'm here cleaning up after myself, is maybe cover the face with a piece of paper and do it that way. That way you don't have to like clean up after yourself like I'm doing right now, which is fine. So, and then you get these great splatters and you can use that technique on other things that you're working on, which is kind of fun. So, oh, that looks good. That looks fun. Makes her little outfit look more dainty, just like that. So yeah, that's really fun. So yeah, right. I know, fast but fun today. So that's my game. You can do this and make it look like a splatter, but it doesn't look as good. Like real splatters are fun because they're different shapes and whatnot. So you can just sort of cheat. I had a big splatter mark right there. I'm like, that's not gonna bode well. It's gonna drip and do all kinds of stupid stuff on my painting. I don't want that. So pick up these things and move them. I like it.
Yeah, we did when we did our elf show, we did New York City and then we used splatter paint to look like snow.
Oh, right,
We
exactly.
did it all over. And it was actually kind of really effective and gave it a lot of dimension.
Yeah, it does. And I say like, so today we use, let me just go over kind of a couple of techniques that we used again, so you guys can do this at home by yourself or whatever. I used a credit card. I used an old credit card. I used a fork. I used a spatula. Okay. And I used a couple brushes to get us going. And I used a knife for just basic stuff. So, and I splattered. So, I mean, have some fun with it. I mean, my paintings are similar in color because I just have the same things on my palette that I tried the other one with. But I think you'll really enjoy having some fun with this and making it your own. You can keep going on. Even after you splatter, you can add more paint on here. I love the curly parts. So I'm going to just give you guys one more like look at those curly parts. They're really fun. And when you get really close to them, you really get to see like the marks. This is a sign of a painting when you're really, going at it professionally, that you're doing these layers and you're making it interesting. You're not just like flat hair or flat curls. You're really giving her some stuff. I mean, this is the kind of thing that graffiti is made out of. So, so if you're looking for, something more modern to do, this is a great place to start. So have fun tonight, you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Trina.
All right. Have a nice night.
All right. Have a nice night.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. Bye.
Video.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, how do I stop the video? Oh, here.